Hey guys, Steven here with another MyCom tutorial, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite tools to help improve your audio, and it has to do with AI. So let's get into it. Like it or not, we live in this world of AI, and it's one of those things, I guess we just kind of have to get used to it, right? So we might as well use it to our advantage. And one of my favorite AI tools to use is a tool that's been out for quite some time, and it's called Adobe Podcast. So in this tutorial, I'm going to quickly explain some things, some pros about it, some cons about it, and just how it can help improve your workflow. So let's hop into it. Basically, Adobe Podcast comes with your Adobe subscription. So if you have the Adobe Cloud, then you can access Adobe Podcast. So what I'm going to do is open up a new window, and it's podcast. You can see I've already been here, adobe.com. All right, we're going to pop into it. And so from here, there's this tool called Enhanced Speech. And so what we want to do is go to Enhanced Speech. And this is the basic window, pretty simple. And so what this does is you just basically drag and drop your audio into this little box here. And then you'll be able to play with some settings over here and hopefully get a much better audio experience. So let's go ahead and hop into the Premiere Pro project. I'm going to drag this ending shot that I have. It's for a missions project I did over in Greece. And we're on the water, and there's waves crashing, and the waves are a little bit too loud for my liking. It's good to have the ambient noise, but sometimes you just want to dial that back a little bit. And so I'm going to show you real quick how I went through my process and how to eliminate some of that wave noise. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this ending Brian clip, hit period. It'll drop down to my timeline, move it over to the beginning. All right, so just want you to take a listen to how loud the waves are and just kind of the tone of his voice and the quality of his voice just for a few seconds here. So let's take a listen.
For nearly 65 years, why?
So you can kind of hear that.
Through your support, lives are going to be set free from addictions. Those who are bound are going to be delivered.
So, I mean, already it sounds pretty decent. I've got a little DJI mic right there on his chest. You can see the little square there. And overall, like the DJI mics are great, but I don't love the audio quality that comes straight out of those mics. So I usually like to doctor those up a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first show you a little pro tip here. So Adobe Podcast or Adobe Enhance only supports files that are less than 1 gigabyte. And a lot of these audio files, especially if you're shooting 4K, can be well over a gigabyte. And then if you try to drag that video file into Adobe Podcast, it'll kick it back saying, hey, we don't like it. It's too big. So one quick way to change that, to separate the audio from the video if it's recorded in camera like this is right click and edit clip in Audition. And so what this does, it opens up Adobe Audition, which is another app in the Adobe Creative Cloud. And really what I'm looking for is it creates a whole extra file, another WAV file, as you can see here, ending for Brian audio extracted. So the audio extracted means that we used Adobe Audition to pull from that. And so what we can do, we can right click this and we can reveal it in Finder right there. Boom. All right. And you can see it placed it in the footage folder right above the clip here. And so what we're going to do is open up the Adobe Enhance, go over to this, drop it in, and it could take a minute or two depending on the file size and depending on your internet speed. So it's going to upload, and then it's going to enhance, and this is real time. I'm not going to cut anything, just so that way you can see how long it takes for just like a 1 minute clip. You can see it loading here, and loading, and loading, and loading. There it is. All right, and we're done. So 44 seconds of audio took however long that took. And so now you can see we have this ending Brian audio extracted, which is our file name. And so if we play it, it automatically starts at this 90% strength. And for me, usually 90% is way too much. Using this AI tool, much like any other tools, to 100% strength is not really advised. So we'll kind of play with this little slider and kind of see where we want to fit. But first, let's take a listen to the default 90% strength.
For nearly support, lives are going to be set free from addictions. Those who are bound are going to be delivered. And most importantly, those who are lost.
Sounds a little bit robotic-y and all the wave noise is gone. We want to keep some of that in just to have some of that natural sound come through. So let's lower it down to maybe, let's try like go all the way down to 20% just to kind of see where that gets us.
Free from addictions. Those who are bound are going to be delivered. And most importantly, those who are lost.
So that sounds pretty decent. His voice still sounds a little bit thin to me. So let's take it up to, let's call it 40%.
And most importantly, those who are lost are going to be found when they come to know Jesus Christ as their personal Savior.
So yeah, it sounds decent. If we take it back to maybe 30% or so, maybe a little better.
To be set free from addictions. Those who are bound are going to be delivered. And most importantly, those who are lost are going to be found when they come to know Jesus Christ. WEA 2025 Grace for Greece project is going to, again, make an eternal difference.
So I think somewhere right in
through
this
your support, live
37% strength is where I like this specific track. So we'll hit download. And as as I mentioned earlier, there are some cons to this. One of the cons is you can't download like more than one track at a time. And as well, if you try to do another track right now, it sometimes won't download. It'll open up a new window. It's kind of weird, so you just have to refresh the page. So that's just is what it is. So let's go ahead and open up Premiere, and let's find the file. It's in this audio in the fixed folder. I did another version at 50%. Here's one at 37, which is what we did, 37%. And we'll drag it in the audio fixed folder, and we'll just drag it underneath this current audio layer. So now we can kind of see, like an A/B test, what the original sounded like.
And most importantly, those who are lost are going to be found.
Okay. And now let's listen to the fixed.
Those who are lost are going to be found when they come to know Jesus Christ as their personal Savior.
So I think that is a great fit for me. There's still some wave noise in there, but it is much further dialed back, and his voice is much more present. And so every audio clip is going to be different. So just play with the settings, see what you like, see what you don't like, see how you can use this tool to your advantage to help with your next audio. So it's really good at removing background noise and things of that nature. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, you wouldn't mind, just go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section, like it, subscribe, share it with somebody who you feel like may not know this information, or you feel like may need this information, or for your pastor and you want to pass it on to one of your media volunteers. It's a great option. So this is Steven with another MyCom tutorial, and we'll see you on the next one.